how to set a strategy in your Royalcho according to your capital. First of all, you come to Royalcho application, and then you click on mine. Once you click on mine, then you scroll down, you find my strategy setting. My strategy setting, it's there. Then you click in that strategy setting. If you don't have any strategy, then you will find a word add now, but for me, I have defined strategies. Then you can click add, or you can just look on your right hand side, then you click the plus sign. Once you click on plus sign, you are going to find different options here which you are going to set. First of all, you need to name that strategy. You can say start small and win big strategy, and win big strategy. Yeah. Then we have first buying amount. First buying amount, this is the time or the amount of money which is going to be used by the robot at first time when you activate your coin. Okay, so first buying amount according to our capital, it depends on the capital you have. Let us first go to the calculator. Okay, let's say you have $360. You can say I'm going to use 15% out of my capital as your first buying amount. 15% of your capital. 360, it's the capital you have. Even if you have $100, even if you have $500, you can use the same way. 360 times 15%. Okay, that means $54. So you can use 54 as your first buy in amount. 54 as your first buying amount. Or you can simply say, okay, I have $360. Okay, let me use $60 as my first buy in amount. Okay, for now, let's use the 60 as your first buying amount. Okay, then you come down here on margin calls. Then how are you going to calculate the margin call limit? The margin call limit, here we have 7. This is just a default setting for you, but since we are going to use our settings, how are we going to set? It depends on the capital you have. Remember, we said we had 360, then minus 60, which we are going to use as our first buying amount. Then we have remained with $300 as the remaining capital. What you can do, you can say 300 divided by 5. Okay, 5. Why am I saying 5? 5, it's going to be your second buying amount. Let's say the robot has just bought with $60. We don't want that robot in the margin calls to put 60 because you may end up just like a 4 times or 3 times when whereby your capital will be done, and then the robot will start giving you notifications that you have insufficient balance. So after the robot has bought with the $60, then we shall come back and then we change from 60 to 5. Reason being that the market, we don't control the market. You have to manage your capital management. Okay, so you may ask, why are we dividing by 5? 5, it's going to be our second buy in amount. Okay, so once we divide by 5, we are going to get 60. So 60 become our margin calls. Okay, 60 will become our margin calls. These are the times the robot is going to buy when the market is going down, when the market is dipping down. Okay, we have put 60 our margin calls. Then wall position take profit ratio. This is the percentage when the robot when the market reaches to certain percentage, then you can take a profit. It's like this. Okay, let me try to explain a little bit. Here. The market moves in zigzag form like this. Let's say when the market drops down, the robot will buy. When it reaches here, it might sell. When it reaches down, it will buy. When it reaches up here, it will sell. Okay, the 3%, let's say the 3% is here at this end. Okay, so when the robot is buying and selling, when it reaches here and then it tries to come back, the robot will trigger to give you a 3%. But it has a possibility whereby if it's there a chance to go up to 5 to 10 or 200, then you will get that percentage. Okay, so it's like that. You can put 3%, but when the market has a possibility of going up to 5%, 10%, that's also good. The robot will give you. That is the beauty of this this robot. It doesn't mean that you have put 3%, it's going to be 3%. Some people ask, but why don't I take 10% instead of 3%? Just 3% is just a minimum, we can say. Even you can put 1%, even you can put 2.5, but let's say let us use 3%. Okay, and then wall opposition take a profit callback. What does it mean? Sometimes we use 0.01. Okay, it's the same. You're going to understand this way. When the market is moving, in a zigzag form, up and down, up and down, up and down, we say this is our 3%. And when it reaches the 3%, please, yes, when it reaches 3%, when it reaches 3%, sorry for that, then and the market tries to go down by 0.01, okay, where I have said wall opposition take a profit callback, then the robot will trigger and then it will give you a percentage when the 0.01 has been deducted. Instead of for you to losing, you have reached to 3%, but the market is coming down. That's when the robot will trigger the profit, and then it will give you the profit. And then sometimes you can put here on the 3% 3.01, so that whenever market drops a 0.01, then the robot can give you your 3%. Whatever you can set, then it can be right. Okay, hopefully you have understood. You have reached the 3%. There is no possibility of the market going down, but it's going to come back to going down. Then when it's going down a 0.01%, that robot will trigger and then to give you that percentage. Okay, then we have margin calls. We have margin calls here. We have margin calls. We are going to come back there. Then down here we have buy in callback. It's the same as wall opposition take a profit callback. Okay, this help in when the robot is buying. Okay, let me give you also an example here. So when the market is it's like this, okay, zigzag form, and then when the market has just dropped with let's say 0.5%, remember the robot can buy, or the robot is always buying when the market is going down. Let's say you said when the market drops at 0.5%, then you put $5, and when it tries it has just dipped with 0.5%, but it's trying to go up by 0.01 or by 0.1, then the robot will put more money in that coin. Okay, so if you put 0.1, and in margin calls, as I'm going to show you on the next step, when the market is trying to dip, it's dipping down, but again it has reached that percentage whereby you command that robot that when it reaches to this percentage, when the market is going down, put more money, but it is trying to go up a 0.1. okay, then the robot will put the money because there is no possibility of going down. So you can leave that as it is. Then a sub position take a profit callback 0.3. It's also you can come back and then you put 0.01, Okay, then on strategy mode you can put one shot. I'm going to explain. You put one shot, just click on cycle and then it will turn to one shot, as you can see. Then what does it mean? One shot means that the robot is going to sell once and then it will come out from the market, and then you can be able to set another coin. Reason being that when the market is not good, you can't trust the market, okay? But when the market is good, like in the season of bull run or bullish market, you can put that coin in cycle. What does it mean? When the robot sells at first, then it will use that capital to go back to the market, and then it will bring back the profit. Okay, it's like it's a round. It's always going sells and buys, sells and buys, sells and buys rapidly. Okay, but since the market is not on our side these days, it's bearish, then it's better you put in one shot. Okay, now let's go to margin configuration. Let's go to margin configuration. Just click on that arrow. Once you click on that arrow, you are going to find two sides. One, it's margin call drop. Then the second, it's multiple ratio, buying ratio. What does this mean? It's from first call up to 68th call. Where does it come from? It comes from the margin call limit you set. This margin call limit you set. If you put 5, then once you come here on margin configuration, you will find just 5 times. Okay, from first call, second call, third call, fourth call, up to 50th call. But once you put here 60 and then you come to margin configuration, you'll find 60 times. Okay, so it's like that, up to 60 times. So what you put on margin call limit, it's what you are going to find at this time. Then multiple buy ratio, I'm going to explain that. Then how are you going to manage these calls? How to manage this calls? You can put 0.2 and then you put 0.3, 0.4. What does it mean? Remember, by the time I told you that when the market is trying to going down, on a certain percentage, that's how the robot will put more money. Okay, when the market drops at 0.2%, the robot can put either $60 or it can put $5, as we said we are going to change. Okay, now let's first finish the call drops. Then fourth call, you put 0.5. Then from the first call up to fourth call, you are going to set as it is 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 and 0.5. Now from the 50th call, okay, from the 50th call up to the last one, you are going to set 0.5, 0.5 throughout. Okay, so let's set 0.5, 0.5. Okay, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 up to the last one. 0.5 up to the last one. Okay, we have done with 0.5, 0.5 throughout, from fourth call up to the last one throughout. We have put 0.5, 0.5. Now let's go on multiple buy ratio. Multiple buy ratio, these are the rounds or the times which you command the robot to buy on a certain call, on the certain drop. Let's say on the first call, we said when the market drops at 0.2, the robot is going to put $5. Remember, I told first buy 60 is our first buying amount, but after the robot has bought with the $60 at first time, then you come back and then you put 5. Okay, you put 5, and then you say when the market drops at 0.2, you put $5 one time, or you can say put $5 2 times, or you can say put $5 10 times. It depends on your capital. But for now, let's say let's say we are going to use 1 1 throughout. Okay, 1 1 through. put 1111 throughout from the first up to the last one. Okay, having done that, and that's how you can do it. Immediately after the robot has bought with the first binary amount which you have set, or which you can set. For us, we are for us here we have set $60 as our first binary amount. But when it has just bought, then you can come back and then you edit, and then you put $5. All depends on what you are going to use. It's not just a cram work, but just a simple understanding. Okay, then from there you can say sure, and then you save this strategy. Okay, then you come back and then you see everything it's right, and then you are good to go. Okay, but before we go, I'm going to show you a second way how you can make it easy. Okay, let's say when the robot has just bought with the $60, immediately you have to come back, and then you have to come back and then you change from 60 to 5. Okay, yeah, from 60 to 5. But if you don't want to do that, then you can do a simple calculations. How are you going to do it? Just go to your calculator. Just go to your calculator, and then you say, my first binary amount. Okay, let me write it. Let me try to write it. My first binary amount, it's $60. Then the second binary amount, okay, it's $5. What are you going to do? You can say the second binary amount divided by the first binary amount. Let me hope I'm not going to confuse you. The second binary amount which you will set, it's 5. Then divided by the first binary amount. Remember, we don't want to come back to change, but the robot to do it automatically. So you can calculate yourself the second binary amount divided by the first binary amount, and then it's going to give us 0.08. Okay, because once you calculate 0.08 times 60, then you almost come up to $5. Okay, then you can just do that on your margin configuration. So I didn't save. Okay, I'm going to repeat a little bit because just go back to its default setting, but let me just edit immediately, and then I come back to when you use this second method, then you don't need to come back to change. Remember, at first we put here 1, and then right now we divided 5 divided by 60. Simply, the second binary amount which you are going to use divided by the first binary amount which you used. Okay, then it will give you the times which you can put. So once you save this, then there's no need to come back to change. You don't need to come back and then you change to change your first binary amount. Okay, yeah, so it's simple as that. Then you can save down here, and then you will find your strategy when it has already been saved. So that's how you can manage it. That's how you can manage it. Then in the second video, I'm going to show you how to recognize or how to read a signal in a channel, or in Telegram channel, or in WhatsApp group, and what time are you going to set it, and then how to find this setting or this strategy which you have set in your loyal queue. See you in the next video.